Hey, let's go. Freedom. Freedom.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the long-awaited, anticipated sketchbook tour. For those who do not know me, hi, my name is Kay, but my alias online is ShareCat, and I am an artist who is working to go to animation school, study animation, and I've been working on my life drawing skills and my drawing mileage to have the ability to do so. This sketchbook is my end of high school life drawing sketchbook. I started this sketchbook like a couple months into my junior year of high school, and then I finished it this year on March 30th, 2025, my senior year. So this spans between my junior and senior year of high school. This is a Talon's Art Creation sketchbook. I bought it off Amazon. I'm pretty sure you can too. They're not terribly expensive, and I know a lot of artists use these sketchbooks. I would recommend mediums like watercolor. The paper doesn't take fantastically, but I would say like pen drawing, pencil drawing, acrylic paint pens, Posca pens, it works pretty well. Let us start the tour, babes. Let us get into the meat of it. Stickers. These two Hello Kitty ones I bought from a sticker pack at a mall. This Chansey sticker I bought on Amazon. Same with this Link, this Cardcaptor Sakura. Got this at a Hot Topic, and then this is also from Amazon. So, yes, with that out the way, let's get into it. I need to write the finish date. I didn't write that yet. Ended March. Yay! There we go. Now it's accurate. Yay! So the first page of this sketchbook, I drew a picture of me because something I wanted to do in this sketchbook was practice documenting just my life. You know, it's a life drawing sketchbook, might as well, right? So this is a drawing of me at the time. Another intro page. I kind of wrote down some like things about me. I just redrew some pictures of myself, things of note at the time. Like for example, I'm in my junior year of high school. Anyways, okay, I was really on the I want to draw my life train because this was a online class I was taking at the time. So I just like drew some of the people who had their cameras on. This was my teacher, by the way. I loved this teacher. Shout out to this teacher. It's life drawing of computer, iPad. Yeah. This is me drawing late at night. I took a picture of like myself, and I was like, I spend many late nights drawing, editing, doing homework, playing Pokemon. Long story short, I'm a pretty big night owl. And that is still accurate, by the way. I would still say that I'm a pretty big night owl. Some figure drawings, it looks like hand practice. Oh my gosh. Looking back at this, I will say, I'm glad I was drawing my hands, but I think I could have used a little bit more line confidence, because I feel like I'm just throwing in lines just to throw in lines in some places when they aren't really further portraying the forms of the hand. Well, if I did hands, I had to draw feet as well. And a portrait I remember hating. Again, watercolor is not fantastic on this paper, so every time I used it, it was really, really hit or miss. Some face drawings, I think these were all faces I found on Pinterest, and then I just drew them using my pink Micron pen. Yeah. Some architecture, I think I realized I hadn't done any so far. So I was like, oh dang, I should probably do that, you know? I should probably draw some buildings, guys. Male dancer poses. Yeah, some of these are cool. Oh, I remember this page. It's a spread of drawing the items on my desk. So my mouse, my headphones, this was a can that was sitting on my desk at the time. Yeah, just the life around me, you know? Very valuable skill to practice. Okay, my cat is outside right now, and I can literally hear her tweaking outside the window, like screaming at me, "Let me in! Let me in!" Settle down, kitty. It is not that deep. Anyways, thoughts and prayers for my cat. This is a drawing of me in dance class because I am a dancer. So I wanted to draw some choreography that I was learning. Yeah, bro. More life drawing. This is, I remember this is during Christmas time. I just remember that, you know? These are all real people, by the way. These were real people I saw sitting in a room that I drew. So, okay, this was Pinterest. And these are real people again. Architecture and anatomy. More hands. I was self-aware. I was like, you know what? My hands, they could use some love. So, yeah. I still like this page. Mainly just because I think I captured the Pinterest reference I was using, like, accurately. Like, I feel like all these faces and, like, expressions on the faces are, like, fun. And I really like these two right here. I think those two are some of my favorites. Probably in this whole sketchbook, honestly, of some, like, faces I've drawn. More architecture from Pinterest. And I drew this page while I was watching the movie Surf's Up. And Surf's Up is literally, like, the best penguin movie ever. Don't come for me, but that is objectively true. Anyways, Surf's Up is peak. And let me be me, bro. When's that gonna start? Some more figs, and I used Posca pen in the background. Again, I think these are all from Pinterest. While I was sitting at Starbucks, I decided I would pull out my sketchbook and draw like the little display table they have at the front of the store where you can like buy mugs and coffee and whatnot. While I was drawing this, they were playing Darling by 17, and I love 17. 17 is like my favorite boy K-pop group. I like girl groups more, but of the boy groups, I think 17 is my favorite. Oh, I like this page too. It's just some fun figure studies from Pinterest. And then like on the red figures, I colored them in highlighter, and I think that made the page have a lot of like pop and like contrast. And it was just really fun, guys. It was just really fun, you know? This was me sitting and drawing, and I drew myself sitting and drawing. Doesn't really get any deeper than that, if I'm being honest. Okay, is this foreshadowing my Infinity Nikki addiction? Sorry. This is just me on Pinterest drawing some like Victorian Lolita fairy tale fashion cottagecore looking dresses that I really liked, because if I could, this is how I would dress on a day-to-day basis, but because it is not socially the norm, I unfortunately do not. But a girl can dream, am I right? A girl can dream. Some faces off of Pinterest, again with the kind of sad looking watercolor, if I'm being honest. Anyways, these are all real life drawings of real people I saw, and I was just sitting and drawing them. And I like this one of the guy right here the best. Oh, I was on a road trip. I was at a stoplight, and the car next to me had a dog that was like sticking its head out the window and barking at me, and the dog literally looked just like the Target dog. So I took a picture of the dog. I was like, wow, your dog is so cute. And they were like, oh, thank you. So I had that picture in my camera roll, so I just drew the dog. This is a smiley face because I was letting my friend look through my sketchbook, and then they took a pencil and they just drew a smiley face. And that's what this page has been ever since. This was when I was hanging out with friends, so I just drew a couple of them that were sitting around me, because we were all like in a circle, so I kind of went like a boom, 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 drew 3 of them. This is my friend Julia, the girl who was in the Cookie Run Kingdom drawing challenge video. She joined me on that video. I literally love Julia so much, so if you're watching this, Julia, I love you. And anyways, I'm gonna keep going. Oh, this is a picture of somebody on Pinterest who had really cool looking hair, so I just sketched it out. And then some cinnamon rolls because I think I was just craving them at the time. Some more cute outfits. I love finding cute outfits on Pinterest. They give me so much inspiration. Like, look at this outfit. That literally is so Infinity Nikki core. Like, I'm just saying. I could make a video about it, but I think Infinity Nikki has low-key made me a fashionista in real life. Trying to draw a face with Posca pens, and I don't really like it, so we're just gonna keep going. Penguins! Yep, just some penguins. I mentioned it in a previous video, I don't know how many videos ago, but I just mentioned that I have a traumatizing experience from my childhood surrounding birds, but looking at penguins and seeing penguins has kind of helped heal my internal fear of birds, because look at them. They're just cute little guys. They're just cute little guys who are just chill and funny. How could you ever be afraid of these guys, you know? Onwards. I was getting a car wash at like this place where like they clean your entire car and stuff for you, so I was just sitting in the lobby and I drew the desk that was there because I really had nothing else to do until my car was clean. So yeah. This was at my dance studio. I was waiting for class to start, so I was just drawing some of the moms that were sitting out in the hallways. This is my dinner table. I just drew it because, you know, drawing the things around you, documenting your life and whatnot, you know, pretty cool. I became really bad about doing that, so seeing this is like, dang, I was like on a roll when I was younger, and I just like lost that. Faces that I drew in I drew it in pencil, and then over top the pencil, I used watercolor. So yeah, I think I wanted to push the contrast more, but I really didn't. I kind of wish I did, but this page still turned out pretty cool regardless anyways, you know? Oh, these are the characters from Percy Jackson, because when season 1 of Percy Jackson came out, guys, I unexpectedly really got into it, and I really liked it. So to practice capturing likeness of real life people and actors, I decided to draw a bunch of the Percy Jackson cast. So Luke, Percy, Annabeth, Grover, I did some sketches of all of them. And then on the next page, did that again. Annabeth, and Percy. I like this one. I think it actually looks a lot like Percy's actor. Anyways, let's keep going. Architecture, figure drawings in blue and black, and then some watercolor over top to, you know, add some visual interest, baby. It is drawings from the High Museum of Art. I vlogged my little trip there, but in the entryway to the museum, there are 3 big statues, and I drew all 3 of them. Boom, boom, boom. And then some more architecture that I saw outside of the building. And this actually was one of my portfolio pieces for 2D animation, so yeah, and that portfolio was accepted, by the way, so yeah. Some more sketches of faces, Pinterest, Percy, and then Chaewon from Eyes 1/Le Seraphim. I like this sketch a lot. I really like this face. I think it's one of my favorite sketches in the sketchbook. Let us continue. This is a Cardcaptor Sakura cosplayer. I just drew her here. And then some scribbly wibbly wobbly doodles of some architecture that I saw on Pinterest, so I drew that here. And yeah, it's just a fun little page of sketches. And then on the next page, you could probably see that there's alcohol marker. Bam! I was in my matcha phase when I drew this, and I really do like matcha. Matcha, when you have good matcha, matcha is delicious. So I like went on Pinterest and I just searched up like matcha like desserts, and I just drew some of the ones I thought looked the most pretty or visually interesting to draw. Yeah, so that's what this page is. Let us continue. There's some more architecture life drawing with my black calligraphy pen. That thing is literally my baby. I love that pen so much. And then I just did some Pinterest studies with it, and then I added some watercolors. Next page is the same deal. This also was a page I included in my 2D animation portfolio, so that's pretty cool. So here I do some like kind of dollhouse looking houses, fairy tale looking houses, storybook, fantasy looking houses on Pinterest, and I drew them in kind of a storybook style. And then these two over here are some like tropical beach type houses, and then I added watercolor. And yeah, I do like this page a lot. It's really fun. Some studies of some ballerinas and dancers, and you know, anatomy, perspective, limbs, posing, making the body look fluid and not so stiff. Drawings of the animator Char, because Char is a fantastic artist. You probably know her from her Z-Link animations. This is also in my 30-day drawing challenge, which is my most popular video on my YouTube channel for goodness knows why. And yeah, this was a drawing featured in that video. These are some skeletal studies breaking down the skull in different like ways it's like turned and facing, and like different angles of which the skull can look. And yeah, it's really interesting. The human head is honestly so weird. It's yeah. Okay, I don't know what it is. I don't know what they put in the air in these months, but between March and May, my brain re-hyperfixates on Star Wars, and I have the urge to draw fan art, to rewatch the movies, to get hyperfixated on it, to make my own Star Wars character, to, like, I don't know what it is about March, April, May of every year, but every time around that time of year, I get hit with that bug again. So these are some drawings of Luke Skywalker or Mark Hamill from the original Star Wars trilogies. Some look more like him than others. I think this one looks a lot like Luke Skywalker. And in case you're wondering, I do have the Star Wars bug currently. I just watched Rogue One again last night, and I am still riding the high of that movie. It's literally so good, and I'm so excited for Andor Season 2. I'm at the Iron Bars, Disney. I'm so excited. I can't wait to see more of K2SO. He's my favorite. Sorry about that. I just had to yap for a second there. Because I was in my Star Wars phase, and I had recently rewatched Phantom Menace when I drew these. I drew Padme in some of her iconic prequel movie outfits. The character design and clothing design and outfits and costumes in the prequel movies are like insane, and they're so iconic. So I just had to draw them, you know? Oh, this is my old dance crew from my junior year. Our final like show day performance was a hip-hop routine to the song Crazy Over You by Blackpink, and it was super fun. And this is like my little memorabilia time capsule page reminiscing that experience. This is kind of a big time jump, holy cow. I do a lot of time jumps in this sketchbook because, as I mentioned, it took a long time to do this sketchbook. But these were some like line contours of faces on Pinterest, where I would have my pen on the paper and I would try to draw the whole face in like one continuous line without lifting my pen off the paper. I really do like this page a lot. It's just fun, you know? Some more figures like in motion or action or like running or leaping or just trying to portray motion and action within the figures I'm drawing. That's what I was mainly focusing on doing in this drawing and in these figure studies, skeletal studies. And I remember this because it's when I was sitting and I was talking with my friend Comfy Cow Artist. So yeah, these were things I was drawing while we were talking together. And then this is when I went to an air show, the largest air show in the United States, if I can recall. I don't know if that's true or not. I think it is. But I had recently bought acrylic paint pens. So I was trying to like play with them and like learn how to use them and draw an airplane while I was at the air show. I'm not really the biggest fan of it because mainly I think I was just learning how this medium works. But it does hold a lot of memories from going to that air show. Stickers I bought from the air show. I didn't buy them. I stole them off of tables from the air show. Haha. No, but seriously, at the air show there were so many booths of like different like airlines, big and small, from all over the US that came to like table for people working like looking to work in aircraft. That is not me. I am a art and drawing girly. I am not a woman in STEM, even though I have great admiration for those who are. I like drawing silly pictures. I just took a lot of the stickers from the vendors at the air show. And then these are some actual drawings of some of the cool planes I saw. There were some really tiny ones where you could like barely fit one person, and then some really, really giant ones that were like retired planes that used to carry like troops of soldiers. It is interesting, guys. Airplanes are cool. Just saying. And this is a drawing of my desk because, again, trying to get back in the habit of drawing the life around me and documenting my life as it is. And yeah, I added some watercolor and basically my desk still looks like this, so not much has changed. I remember I drew this like in September, I think. And again, this is also a drawing that was featured in my 2D animation portfolio, so that's pretty cool. And it's like one of the first times I did like a spread like this way on my sketchbook instead of like this way. I did it like this, and I think that's like really cool. It added a lot of like, I don't know, I just spiced up my sketchbook a little bit. More life drawing. I was sitting in a parking lot, and across from me in the parking lot there was a church, so I just drew the church. And yeah, some faces, because I think I was like, oh my gosh, I literally haven't drawn realism faces in so long, I don't even think I can anymore. So I panic drew these, and I was like, you know what, maybe I need to just chill, because I drew faces and they look like faces, so maybe I just need to take a chill pill. This is what I was locking in on my portfolio. I talked about it a lot in my relearning realism video, but basically I was trying to like strengthen my life drawing in all aspects of my art, including animals, which if you haven't noticed so far, there has been a very big distinct lack of. So I was like, chat, I need to lock in and draw animals. So I drew some silly little bears, some silly little deer, because deer are fun and their anatomy can be applied to a lot of animals. And then I drew vehicles, notoriously up there with the hardest things to draw, like hands and feet, and then cars. So I just drew a variety of different vehicles. Truthfully, these are, you know, this is different than this, and that's different than that, and that's literally a moped. That's not even a car. Like, anyways, another face, because I panicked, drew a face, because I was like, I literally cannot draw faces anymore. I'm cooked. I need to lock in. I need to draw faces. Some el gatos, some gatitas, little kitty cats, little pretty kitties. If you're wondering where my kitty is, because she'll typically make a cameo appearance whenever I'm filming on my desk, my gato is outside in the cold, meowing outside my window, saying, "Let me in! Let me in!" And I just have to ignore her because she is fine. My cat is totally fine, by the way. She's just super dramatic. Some life drawing. I was watching Dune on my couch, so I just pulled out my sketchbook, drew my TV, drew my dog on the couch next to me sleeping. So, yeah. Here is some more pages. This is me drawing the TV again. This is a different TV in my house. And this is when I was watching the finale of Dancing with the Stars. I just thought you should know the context behind this drawing. This is from a Verbo I was staying at, and I just drew part of the VRBO. This is the car I was in. I was in the back seat, so I could draw, so I did. One of those classic car seat drawings, you know what I'm saying? This is a live drawing from when I was on an airplane. So, yeah, this is a drawing from the plane. This is when I got back and I was using my my water-based pens that I had gotten for Christmas. I was using them and I was practicing drawing the faces of, like, just gonna be blunt, old guys with wrinkles and wicked eyebrows, and, you know, and some anatomy, some faces. Pretty fun. Some horses, because I had to get up on that horse again and draw horses. Har har har. Do you get my pun there, guys? Aren't I punny? Aren't I punny, guys? Aren't I punny? I am literally this horse right now. Just a silly goose who's yapping at you guys, and you guys are probably so sick and tired. Anyways, I like this page a lot. Mainly for the colors and this horse right here. He made this entire page worth my existence. Anyways, more horses. Horses are just big, silly guys. You can't convince me otherwise. They're just the goofiest of goobers, you know what I'm saying? I was going to binge watch all the Harry Potter movies, so I was in a Harry Potter headspace. I think this is again before I watched them all, but I just drew some Hermione to get myself hyped up for the experience I was about to have. And then I watched them all. This isn't Harry Potter related, but I was drawing the faces of some generally older women because I love women and I love old women, and I think old women are the coolest people around. So I just drew some old ladies from Pinterest, and I genuinely had a lot of fun doing it. I went to like a weekend retreat thing, and so this was like during our sessions and stuff, so I just did some life drawings from that. I drew them on like little scraps of paper I had with me, and then I like stuck them in my sketchbook. And then here we go. Here's the actual Harry Potter fan art. So this is after I had watched all the movies. My thoughts on Harry Potter? It is really good. I can actually see how millennials made this their whole personality. What Star Wars is to me is what Harry Potter is to most millennials. And you know what? I have to respect that. So Harry, Ron, Hermione, I think Ron turned out my favorite just because I think the rendering and the lighting and the likeness and the expression all came through in my drawing. And by the way, these were all done with acrylic paint pens. So yeah, some more doodles. These were also 2 doodles from the retreat I was on. I just drew it on scrap pieces of paper and stuck them into my sketchbook. This is from the house in the 2019 Little Women movie. I had recently watched it again, and I was like, holy moly, Little Women is so good. so I drew their house and like their little staircase. And I really like this page actually, it's so fun. This is the Little Women house. This is the March house from the outside. Watercolor and then acrylic paint pen for like adding highlights and crisper details. I like this page too. And then this is also another doodle from that retreat that I drew on like a little note card that I later taped into my sketchbook. These are more old men and they're all in my calligraphy pen, but this dude right here, I do not know what I was on when I drew this, but like this is like genuinely one of my favorite things I have ever drawn. Like for me and my skills, this looks really good. And it is a Pinterest guide, it is a reference, but I took a lot of my own liberties with like the colors and the contrasts and the rendering. And I'm just really happy with how this turned out. This old man is like one of my favorite drawings I've done in recent memory. So, yeah guys, I kind of cooked here. I kind of cooked. Oh man, I love Ahsoka so much. And I wanted to just draw Ahsoka, but it's my life drawing sketchbook. I can't get away with just drawing the Ahsoka fan art in it. So I drew live action Ahsoka because that's technically realism. Even though live action Ahsoka, I was not impressed with, but it's still Ahsoka, so I drew her anyway. Ahsoka's my favorite Star Wars character, by the way, so she holds a lot of significance. Oh, this is choreography for the hip hop dance I am doing this year. It's one routine, but it's 2 songs mixed together. It's Move by Beyonce and Start a Riot from the Into the Spider-Verse soundtrack. So it's really fun, really funky, really groovy. I really like it. This is my let us catch up chat, because my first like intro get to know me page was at the very beginning when I was but a wee junior in high school, and now I am a senior, so so I did a let's catch up again. This is a real life picture of me that I drew, and I wrote, this is the face of a girl who just saw Sonic 3, because this is me in my Sonic hat being all cringe and free. This is a picture of me when I got sunglasses that have prescription so I can see and have swagger. Next page. Some figures. I did not like this page when I drew it, and now I do like this page. Character development, guys. Are you proud of me? These are figures with my black calligraphy pen, and then I used a gray water-based marker to add like some contrast and shading just to better portray the form and the lighting of the figures I was drawing. I really do like this page, and all the figures are from Pinterest, by the way. So yeah guys. I said it before and I'll say it again, I am currently in my Star Wars girl era. So I drew Mr. Pedro Pascal, who is known as Mr. Mando, the Mandalorian. I think the show The Mandalorian kind of got a little lost in the sauce after season 2, but I really do like The Mandalorian, and I think Din Djarin the Mandalorian is a very interesting character. These are some drawings of Pedro. Some of them look like him, some of them really don't. I think out of all of them, these 2 look the most like Sir Pedro. The rest of them not particularly, but you know what? I'm a little rusty. Give me a break. Okay, guys, more Star Wars. Are we ready? Are we excited? Because I sure am. This is Obi-Wan and Anakin from the Revenge of the Sith like battle fight scene. Alexa, play Duel of the Fates. This is when they're having their Mustafar lightsaber battle duel, and sadly, we all know how it ended, but the fight itself was really cool. And Anakin, you were the chosen one! You were said to destroy the Sith, not join them! If you are not with me, then you are my enemy! Anakin, my allegiance is to the Republic, to democracy! Anyways, This was done in pen and acrylic paint pen. I did the whole thing, and then I was like, oh, because this is acrylic paint, I should do like a clear coat on top to preserve it. And then, like a stupid idiot fool, I sprayed my paint, and then as a result, the pen I used to sketch it totally feathered and bled out onto the paper, and now they look like they have a fuzzy filter all over them. And I'm so like, I'm face palming myself right now. I should have known that that pen was not waterproof and should not have been sprayed. Yet here I am, the dumb idiot living with my past choices. Let us continue, gamers. Let us continue. These are some doodles of Ahsoka. And I know, I literally just said like 2 minutes ago that I can't get away with drawing Ahsoka in my life drawing sketchbook. But how I went around the system, guys, is I found like action poses on Pinterest, sketched out all the anatomy and perspective, and then over top, I made it Ahsoka. So guys, I got to draw Ahsoka while doing life studies. I literally cheated the system, guys. Yeah, this was super fun. I love Ahsoka so much. Oh, speaking of which, speaking of the gully, here she is. Here's the girl. It looks really messy just because, as I've mentioned multiple times, watercolor on the sketchbook was not fantastic, and I was delusional that it would work if I worked harder, but it still never really looked good, unfortunately. But yeah, this is my little Ahsoka page. Live action Ahsoka, unfortunately, because that's realism. I couldn't get away with drawing animated Ahsoka in my life drawing sketchbook, but if it's live action Ahsoka, it counts, guys. Anyways, next page, I was on my bedroom floor at midnight. You think I'm joking? No, I'm not. This is me sitting on my floor being, I want to get my sketchbook done. Holy cow. This is my closet. I just sat on my floor, drew my messy closet in all its glory. And then this is me sitting crisscross applesauce on my floor, drawing in my sketchbook with a sketchbook tour in front of me playing on my iPad and my water bottle, because stay hydrated, hydrate or dihydrate. Being hydrated is goated. Anyways, the next page is my last page. So, are we excited, gamers? Are we excited? Let's go! Woo! This is my final page! Yippee! Like, literally, I'm done. Like, yes! Yes! I sat on my floor, and instead of drawing my dresser, I drew my little game shelf, which is my little shelf that has all my plushies, my Pokemon plushies, and then my Nintendo Switch games, and my little TV that I play my Switch games on. So, it's my little game shelf, and I drew it, and it was fun just because I got to draw my plushies, like my Rowlet, my Fuecoco, my Pumpkaboo, my Pikachu, my Piplup, my Reuniclus, my Eevee. It was just fun. And then this is my little final remark page, so I'm going to read it for you. Goodbye, life drawing sketchbook. So much of my life was lived during and through this sketchbook. I finished my junior year, started senior year, hit 10K, got my license, bought a car, got accepted to my dream animation program. I just can't wait to see what else is in store. So that was a chapter of my life, my junior and senior year, basically documented through the form of art and drawing and capturing life. That was my end of high school life drawing sketchbook. It feels so good to finally have it done, but also very bittersweet, because in a way it is, you know, saying goodbye to my high school self, my high school years. Both a little sad, but more than anything, it's exciting to see, again, what I said at the end, that there's so much more in store for me. So, yeah. If this is the first video on my channel you're watching, I do a lot of stuff. Check out my channel. I do a lot of fun things. I am not as active as I once was, but I still try to be as active as I am able to be. Again, just thank you. I will see you in the next video, whenever that is. Not sure when it'll be out, but stay tuned. And I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye-bye.